Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Becky here with Quite Novel. Today I'm actually starting my very first reading vlog. If you didn't know, which you probably do if you're watching this channel, I co-host a podcast with Paige from Creating & Co. It's called Saved by the Books. I'll link it down below. But for the month of August, our buddy read was Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. And we decided to actually vlog our reading and kind of what we thought, and then at the end of the month we will actually do a podcast episode about it. And so we thought it would be an interesting idea to see, you know, our reading experiences and then what we think once we get together. But anyway, this book is about In Salta. It's a girl who kind of goes on a journey to find her adoptive mother, because her mother, Lourdes, went missing in New Reign. It takes place, what we best know is in the late 1800s. So you have some of that historical aspect, but you still get the vibe of Las Vegas. And she arrives in New Reign. She ends up, in a way, meeting up with Levi, who was the Iron Lord. And the Irons are one of the three main crime gangs in the city of New Reign. I'm really excited about it. Never thought I would pick up this book, but I like trying something new, and recently I've liked a lot of the fantasy picks Paige has picked. So yeah, so stay tuned and hopefully I'll enjoy this book. Hey guys, so it is 10 o'clock. I just finished up my reading sprints in the group, and I got about actually 60 pages read in Ace of Shades. So I talked to Paige a little bit about this when I was with her earlier, and the book, it doesn't take place in like our Las Vegas. It's based off of it, and you can clearly see the different elements of Las Vegas in it. Not that I've been there, but it's New Reigns actually is like an alternate world where there's like a river running through it and all that. And actually this book has a map in it, which is really neat, and it's so easy to read, which I love, because like it's basic. It's super easy, and it makes it so much sense, and it's actually set up a lot like some of the European cities where, you know, you have the different districts to one side of the river and on the other side of the river, so it makes it easier. But anyways, the book kind of starts off with a bang with our main character getting to possibly a little bit of trouble, and then there's like a little action adventure before she meets the other main character, Levi. And based off of how it kind of seemed, I thought Levi would have been older than he is, but it makes sense since this is a young adult book that he is almost 18. But I'm kind of liking it because I haven't read really many mafia kind of influenced books. I've read fan fiction that included that type of world, and I've always liked it, but I think I'm done for the night. I read about 200 pages earlier today for Where'd You Go, Bernadette, which I loved, so I think I'm kind of a little bit burnt out. I may try to get one more chapter in tonight, since I didn't realize this book is right over 400 pages. So, which is crazy. There's no way I'll finish it tomorrow, I don't think. But anyways, I'm interested to see where it goes. So I just left her off in the casino, so it's her first time. And that's about it. So I hope you guys are reading and doing awesome, and just let me know down below if you've read the book. So see you tomorrow. Hey guys, so it's Sunday about 1 o'clock. I'm about to head to either Panera or Starbucks. I gotta get some work done, but I'm also hosting some reading sprints in an hour. So I hope to get quite a bit of Ace of Shades read. I'm right at like 100 pages in, I didn't read much this morning because I had a headache. Shocking. If you didn't know, I get tons of migraines. It's got to finish with day 1. That's how the book is broken apart, which I kind of like. But anyways, In just met like the big antagonist, Bianca. And I don't know how I feel about some of the magic Bianca has, because it's not really great. I really don't know how I feel about the Omerta and what it does, and it being unbreakable. So I'm sure as it goes on we'll find out more, and you know, her and Levi will figure out how to break it, but I don't know. And then with, what's his name, Cedric, the guy over the other casino, like what his thing is all about is really creepy. I'm glad In got out of that the way she did, but yeah, that's about it. So hoping to get another 100 pages read in between working and stuff. I'll like kind of treat myself to it. Hey guys, so back with an update. It is about 6:30 Sunday night. So I ended up getting about a little over 100 pages read while I was at Panera earlier. So that's a huge accomplishment. So I just have about 170 pages left. So of Aces of Shade, and I'm loving it. Like the world building, it's not some, like, I would never pick up this book. I ended up getting it because Paige actually had an extra copy because she got one of the special edition versions. But man, this world building, like, she completely transforms, and like you can easily picture yourself there, if that makes sense. Like, she's good at all the details and describing like the reasoning behind the different street gangs and the families that run the city, and even about the revolution that took place and wiped out this whole group of people. I don't know. I'm just really enjoying the book. Like, it's flying by. At first, it was a little bit slow, but that's also because it's not my typical style of book that I read, which is why I totally love being a part of like the Creating and Co Book Club and doing the Save by the Books with Paige, because they definitely get me out of my comfort zone. But I'm really excited to see where it goes. Now, when it comes to the story and then the main characters with Levi and In, I really like the development of them. Like, In, all of a sudden, like, she seemed very meek and stuff. So, but then all of a sudden she can like take care of herself and go up against these big crime lords and all that. So it's kind of quick, but I'm enjoying it. So like, it's very empowering, and she's finding herself and her own voice throughout the journey. And really, it's pretty fast because I'm only on I think I just got to day 4 of their journey, because that's how the book is actually broken up. It's broken up into chapters, but also like it tells you the time frame, which I do like, because sometimes with books you don't know how soon certain events have happened from other events. But yeah, like, I'm totally enjoying it. And so I'm hoping to get at least another 100 pages, maybe read tonight. It just kind of depends with how tired I get, and if I get sucked into, you know, the booktube hole or whatever else, because it's Sunday night and I just got done doing family stuff for my birthday. But I mean, I think if I had enough coffee in me, I could finish this book tonight and this vlog would be over. But if not, I will definitely be reading quite a bit tomorrow. So I should be able to finish. But anyways, I was stopped at IKEA after Panera because I wanted to treat myself. I bought a succulent for myself, well, actually for my classroom at the beginning of the year for like a little happy, and it's been doing really, really well. It's an aloe, and just the lighting in my room and the way my window faces, it's done amazing, which I'm kind of shocked. So I went ahead and picked up 2 more succulents because it couldn't be in my classroom by itself. So I'm hoping these 2 do really well in the window because it would just look really cute, and I'm all about it. And I'm totally like getting stuck into this whole plant craze. But I also picked up the A to Z bookends. I almost bought them earlier, but I figured it'd be a good treat to myself because why not use more bookends? And I found this gray blanket, which was only 10 bucks, and it's fleece, and I'm like, can never say no to a blanket. And then plus it'll be good for pictures because it's gray stripes. So that is, I guess, about it. Guess I'll be checking in later, but all it is, my plan tonight is to read more. Hey guys, so midday update. It's 2 o'clock. I just picked up Poppy. Say hi. He's all now clean and groomed and ready to go home. I haven't read very much. I took a nap instead, and I got coffee. So I don't know why I took a nap, but I did. But I did get to, I think I'm on day 8 in the book. So according to kind of the timeline that Levi set out for when he has to solve everything, because he's the one helping in learn about her mother and stuff. So I only have like 2.5 days left to go in the book, so I'm getting close. But my plan is I gotta go home, I gotta shower, I gotta do some work because I haven't done any this weekend, and then I'm gonna go meet Paige for dinner, and we gotta film a podcast episode, and then I hope to finish the book tonight. But really exciting. I did talk to, I feel like I talked to her, but I didn't. I talked to Amanda Foody on Instagram, and so it kind of like made me love the whole series even more. So I'm totally thrilled about that. But yeah, that's about it. So I'll check back in later with hopefully my book about done. So we'll see. Okay, bye. Okay, I'm back. It's actually Wednesday. I finished the book Monday, but I had a bunch of family stuff going on, and then Tuesday just got absolutely crazy because I ended up getting sick even though it was my birthday, so there was no way I could do a wrap up or any of that. But I'm back, and I actually, before I get into what I thought about the end of the book, because it was amazing, I ended up getting some book mail today because why not? I ended up having to immediately order King of Fools, which is book 2 in the trilogy, because I'm totally loving Ace of Shades. I love everything about it, love the world, and so I knew I needed to pick up the book immediately so I can start it immediately. So on Monday I left off with only about 80 pages left, so I think it's technically like day 9 and day 10 in the book if I'm looking at it. But it was just a lot to process because it went super quick. Then I got sick, but basically had to go. She was trying to save Levi from the shadow game because we knew no matter what, it would kind of come down to that. So Cedric ended up kind of turning the tables on In, and we know like at the beginning of the book, In ends up poisoning him to make him really sick. Well, he kind of does the same thing to her to trick her. Which I guess we should have known with the foreshadowing and stuff. But In actually kind of recovers without him knowing, and she totally, you know, kicks butt and takes Cedric down, and then ends up at the shadow game, and that first cop, the first, what is it, white boot that she stumbled upon or she ran into at the very beginning of the book, she gets her revenge in that moment, which totally love because we now see her like totally coming into her own, which that's actually one of my favorite things about this book. Like at first I know I said, well, she was kind of meek and it was like a sudden switch. Well, now we know that sudden switch. So, she goes and she ends up sitting in at the shadow game, and she has to play it for Levi's life. Well, I'm not going to tell you actually how it ends because I hope you have read it, but it's totally perfect. It ended the best way I think it could for there to be a sequel and stuff. So, one thing I love about in her storyline is her history is slowly revealed as we go, and now it makes sense why she was so meek, and then all of a sudden, you know, she's this powerful, like, force. Like, she can take care of herself without anyone's help, even though she's already been there. She's now, you know, a crime lord, and she's only been there, like, 5 days. And it's all because of her Meitzer ancestors, which were the royal family before the revolution. So I'm really curious to see how that plays out, since now after the shadow games, it's like official. Like, we now know, like, she has the purple eyes that they had, and she's able to create things and do things like being an acrobat that, you know, she shouldn't have been based off of her last names and stuff. I love the book. It's 100% 5 stars. I think it'll always be a 5-star read for me. I do plan on probably rereading Ace of Shades and then again King of Fools once I read it this next year at this time, when her 3rd book comes out, which I know she just announced that the title is going to be Queen of Volt, which makes perfect sense. And I'm actually just thinking about this, like her Instagram picture, it was a purple background, so I totally hope it actually has a purple background, like we had red and blue, because that would totally go with N, since she has purple eyes and would officially be in her own. I'm also, like, super excited to see, like, Jack and Lola maybe become more important characters, because we know with N being a crime lord, the only way Lola can get out of that oath is if she challenges N. And it seems like she's become more and more on inside as this book developed, the last few chapters, the last few days in the book. But yeah, I think that's it. I totally loved it. I probably felt every emotion because, you know, when Raymond and Levi, when that all happened, it was sad. Like, you know, it was Levi, like Amanda was able to show Levi have the same emotions as, you know, if his actual brother died and stuff. So another of my favorite things about Ace of Shades was, like, the timing of things. There never seemed to be, like, a slow moment, like, where you would want to set the book down. I read most of the book in one day, so it was totally a binge-worthy book. Like, the plot just went. There was nothing that made it seem like, you know, some books have that slow moment. This book did not have it. I also loved how each kind of, like, the descriptions of each type of person based off of their magic, like, they each had different representations. So, like, with Levi with his hair, or N with eventually her purple eyes, and, you know, each kind of, it's not magic, but each group of people had their own unique characteristic, which, you know, that really shows good diversity in it, whether with the different characteristics, but also with the orientation of the characters. It seemed a very accepting society, which was very nice. Now, the other end of that was everyone in that society basically was out for something, except for N. Like, they were out for fame and fortune, or their reputation. So it was interesting to see those dynamics kind of play out, because everyone, I think one of the lines is that I really liked, like, no matter what, you have this game and you either win or lose, and in this world losing means dying. So there were some not pleasant moments. Like, I feel there, if you have issue with fire and descriptive detail what happens to someone in a fire, I think that there is a moment that was a little too much, and it was a little too much for me. But it was literally maybe a page, maybe a paragraph. It wasn't a super big detail, but she did it well, like how she wrote it. And I mean, she did it how I think what would really happen to a person that was caught on fire. I'm still curious about the omerta that Bianca has on Levi and N. We know it wasn't really resolved in this book, so I'm curious to see if it's resolved in the next one, or is it going to take the third book for them to figure out a way to overcome that, because they truly have no choice in what they really do, because of that hold she has on them. So I guess that's it. Make sure you head on over to Paige's YouTube channel, which I'll link below, to see her vlog and her thoughts, and also tune in on Tuesday with the Saved by the Books podcast on iTunes or YouTube, just anything that you listen to podcasts on. Check it out, because it'll be posted probably Tuesday morning. But thank you guys again for joining me, and for those that stuck around for the whole thing, thank you. But go ahead and leave comments down below. Comment on my Instagram, because I'm pretty active on that one, and give me a like, thumbs up, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.